Hello, and welcome to another video on my YouTube channel, which I post sporadically on. It's been a while, but felt like making this video tonight. Um, so we're going to continue with the format, um, except this one is going to be, the subject will be about, in light of recent events, my top 5 favorite underrated Ozzy Osbourne songs. I have been a massive Ozzy Osbourne fan for many years. Um, and in light of his recent passing, which was very sad for myself and many others, as I'm sure you're aware, I've seen a lot of YouTube videos about, or TikToks or whatever, about, top 5 Ozzy songs, top 5 Black Sabbath songs, stuff like that. I feel like that's been done 1,000 times. So I wanted to do my personal top 5 favorite underrated Ozzy songs. These are songs that I think you should give a listen to if you like other Ozzy stuff. It's deeper cuts, things everyone might not know, but that I am a big fan of. And of course, we're also going to be including making a beverage, which we'll do first with the Fallout glass, of course. And we're going to be making a dark and stormy, which is my favorite mixed drink for when I'm having a mixed drink to enjoy it and not at the bar having 30, in which case it would be like a vodka soda because it's easy. But this is actually good. And it includes rum. This is a good rum. This is probably a little too good for this drink. It's supposed to be made with Gosling's, which is my favorite everyday dark rum. For some reason, all the liquor stores in Jersey, where I bought this, but not where I live, have like no selection. They're all tiny and have nothing. So I got that, which I've had before. It's good. So yeah, we got rum, decent amount of rum, and this is why it needs to be Gosling's, because the ginger beer, which is different than ginger ale. It's got like actual ginger shit in it or something. Yeah, half a can roughly of that. And then I have these things also. These are called limes. This one's been in the fridge for like a while, but limes last a while, so it should be alright. So yeah, scrape the sides, get all that pulp in there. Yeah, boy. Let's fucking do it. Can't wait for this video to get demonetized because I keep cursing. Alright, let's give it a try. Wonderful. Ginger, lime, dark rum, especially in the summer. It's not to love. Wouldn't drink this in the winter, but summer, perfect. So, Ozzy. His death was sudden, unexpected, and um, very depressing. I have his shirt on. First concert I ever went to was Ozzy on the last full tour he did. I know he did like other shows after it, but no more tours too in 2018. First concert I went to, and I still have the shirt. I don't wear it very much because I want to preserve it. But yeah, I've been a Black Sabbath was one of the first real metal bands I got into, or rock bands. Led Zeppelin was the first, but Black Sabbath was definitely one of the first. And then Ozzy, as a solo artist, followed on pretty soon after that. So let's get into it. And by the way, this will only be Ozzy solo songs, not Black Sabbath songs. That's a topic for another video. So let's get started. So first, I actually do want to start with an honorable mention. The reason it's an honorable mention is because it is not actually an Ozzy song. It is a song that he is um, featured on and sings on. It's not Post Malone or Lita Ford. It's Iron Head by Rob Zombie and Ozzy. It's on Rob Zombie's album, and it's technically a Rob Zombie song. That's why it's not in the list. But Ozzy sings on it. It's like it's Rob Zombie featuring Ozzy basically. And if you're into Rob Zombie and that whole like '90s kind of industrial metal kind of thing, I think it's a great song. I don't see people talking about it very much. I think it's cool that they did like a collab song. Ozzy didn't do a lot of those, and this is a cool one with Rob Zombie, which who I know was at his funeral, and they knew each other for a long time. It's a very it sounds like Rob Zombie. It's heavy and technical and '90s, early 2000s kind of style, which I like. So that's the honorable mention. That's a good one. Give it a listen if you like that kind of stuff. All right, now let's get into the top five. So, number 5 is Little Dolls off of Diary of a Madman. Um, Diary is my personal favorite Ozzy album, and I think it's many others too. And I think it's widely recognized as Ozzy's best album, or at least one of the best. Ton of great songs on that album. Flying High Again, Over the Mountain, the title track, You Can't Kill Rock and Roll. This one I think flies under the radar. I think this album is all killer, no filler. And I think this, if there's any song on the album, maybe this and Believer or Sado, but probably this one flies under the radar the most. And I think it's a great song. The the opening the opening part of it with really, really like in your face drums and bass is awesome. I think the riff is great. It's kind of got a creepy kind of tune to it. It's about like voodoo magic and stuff, which is cool. It kind of is the 180 of Voodoo by Black Sabbath off Mob Rules, which came out like the same year. Similar kind of vibe, and I love that song. Ozzy's vocals are great. They're really high pitched throughout the whole song. And if you like any Ozzy, especially that album, and you haven't given Little Dolls a listen, go for it. All right, drink break. All right, so number 4. This is Thunder Underground by Osmosis, or off Osmosis. This is another really heavy, pounding, under the radar song. Um, Again, a lot of good songs off Osmosis, like Perry Mason, um, See You on the Other Side, a few others that people talk about a lot. This one I don't see mentioned very much. Again, it's heavy. It's got a thumping, pounding bass and drums and guitar. Zakk Wylde's guitar. I mean, with his Ozzy stuff, this is probably one of Ozzy's heaviest songs he's ever done. Um, at least that comes to mind. I mean, this has got to be up there in the top 5 ever. It's really, again, '90s kind of industrial metal. Kind of sounds similar to Ironhead, but it's just Ozzy and Zakk Wylde going really heavy on the guitars. I think it's fucking awesome. And if you like Ozzy's '90s stuff, Osmosis, Zakk Wylde, go give it a listen. I promise you'll like it. All right, number 3. After is off of what's it called? I'm dumb and can't remember the name of the album, even though I was just looking at it earlier. No Rest for the Wicked, of course. Um, Ozzy's fourth solo album. Um, between Ultimate Sin and No More Tears, which are both huge albums. And this one came out in like '88, I think. It gets a little overlooked, in my opinion. The entire album gets a little overlooked in terms of Ozzy's, '80s, early '90s catalog, which is like awesome from top to bottom. Um, there's a few songs like Miracle Man that get a lot of recognition, but there's also a lot on it that I think don't, because this album as a whole flies under the radar. And my number three pick is Fire in the Sky. I listened to this song today. It was banger. I don't listen to it enough, but I'm gonna listen to it more. It's a slower song. It's kind of more of like a power ballad setup to the song. Like it starts off very slow and with instrumental guitar, and it goes into a killer chorus. Ozzy's vocals are insane; they're on point. It's got a few great solos by Zach. A really good song to experience Zach's very early work with Ozzy. Um, and it's like a spectacle song. Like it's an epic song. Like it's not a crazy train. It's not a real like every rose has its thorn kind of ballad. It's like an epic song, like an epic like the movies, like that kind of song. It's really awesome, and I think you should give it a listen. All right, what's next? Number two. Number two is Awful Bark at the Moon, and it's Rock and Roll Rebel. Um, this song is probably not as under recognized or underrated as the other ones on this list. But I still think it doesn't deserve the love it gets. The Bark at the Moon album as a whole does. It's the first album, Jake, his third solo album, and everyone everyone loves this album. And I think a lot of that comes from the title track, Bark at the Moon, which is obviously fucking awesome. One of the best Ozzy songs in general. You can't really deny that. Um, and there's a lot of great songs on the album, but this song, Rock and Roll Rebel, is it's kind of like I don't know if it was a single, but it's kind of like the second big song off the album after Bark at the Moon that they used to play in concerts on the tours and stuff in the '80s, but I don't see it getting a lot of recognition these days. Um, I think it's a great song. It's a great riff. It's a longer song, and Jake has two incredible solos in it. The subject matter is kind of similar to "You Can't Kill Rock and Roll." Like, everyone's saying Ozzy's like devil worshiper. He's not, and it's kind of talks about that sort of subject matter. It's an epic song. It's a brocker. It's just foot through the floor from front to back. It's like a 5 minute song. Roll down the windows, blast this song along with some other Ozzy. I promise it'll fit right in with all those other Flying High Again, Crazy Train. I don't know. It fits right in there. It's a great song, and it doesn't get the recognition these days that it deserves. So that was my number two pick. My number one pick is a song that's in a very similar vein to that one, and that is Ultimate Sin, the title track from Ozzy's fourth solo album, Ultimate Sin, and his second and last with Jakey Lee. Um, this song has a music video on YouTube, which is like an official one from back then, which is pretty popular. But I don't see this song getting talked about a lot in terms of best Ozzy songs, most rockin' Ozzy songs, stuff like that. I think because this album um, it gets a lot of its recognition from "Shot in the Dark," which is one of Ozzy's biggest songs ever. And this one kind of, well, doesn't get as much talked about because of that song, but it's an amazing song. The music video's interesting. It's like Ozzy is like an oil executive, like getting tormented by this woman and walking around doing stupid shit in a cowboy hat. Um, it's funny, but the song is great. It's a quicker song. It's like a just a rocker from top to bottom. Great. I think it's one of Jake's best riffs from his Ozzy work. Um, and like I said with Rock and Roll Rebel, it really fits right in there. If you're just gonna sit in your garage or drive down the highway or do whatever, go to the gym, do whatever you're doing, and just blast some Ozzy, this song fits right in there with all of his, the top 10 or 8 songs that everyone knows, like Crazy Train and Flying High Again and No More Tears. Like, this song deserves to be in with that crowd, and I don't think it is recognized as much these days, but it's a fucking great song, and you should give it a listen. And that is my list. We had Little Dolls at 5, Thunder Underground at 4, Fire in the Sky at 3, Rock and Roll Rebel at 2, Ultimate Sin at 1, and Ironhead as an honorable mention. Mm. And we made a drink in a Fallout glass. So yeah, Ozzy will live on forever. Love Ozzy. It's been a month now since he passed. Still can't believe he's gone. But his music will live on, and I think it's time for the mourning to subside and the celebration to begin, if it has not already. So thank you. I will return at some point. I do not know when. Goodbye.